we're going to talk about how to determine a relative maximum and minimum with a graphing calculator. So make sure right now you want to have your graphing calculator out next to your notes. As you see me using the calculator, I'd like you to be doing the same thing. So if I'm going too fast, please feel free to put me on pause, or if you need me to repeat, just just go back in the time and watch it again. So let's check the problem here. It says, find the increasing and decreasing intervals for the following function. And we have f of x right here. So it says use the calculator to find the relative max and or relative min. And I'll show you how to find those points. And then we'll determine after that the increasing and decreasing intervals. So let's go to our graphing calculator. And hopefully you guys can see mine just fine. Of course, if we want to graph this, we're going to go to the y equals. I have mine already in there, so if you need to type yours in right now, go ahead, pause me, and plug that in. Now that we have that, let's go to our graph. So I'm going to click on graph, and let's just see what I have here. Okay. Very nice. So it is that cubic function. It does have that nice shape. However, you're noticing probably on your graph and also on my graph, it's here too. I can't fully see the entire graph, so I'd like to adjust my window so I can see that. So I am noticing that I need to see more of that vertical height. So if I go to window, we need to adjust our Y max. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to Y max. And I'm honestly guessing here. Let's just put 20. I don't really know. And let's see. We could probably do a little bit more. And also, I could kind of think of it as crop our x-axis a little bit. So I'm going to do that too, just so it's a little tighter on the screen. So I'm going to go -6 and 6, and then instead of being 20, let's go to 25. That definitely should be in there. I'm going to make my Y scale go by 5s, just so there's less of those tick marks. So now let's see. This should fit pretty well. Perfect. Okay. So remember we said let's find the relative maxes and mins. So if I use this trace button, if I just click on this as is, you notice now there's a cursor on my graph. And if I go to the left or right, it kind of moves up and down my graph. And notice that it gives me these ordered pairs, right? Even if I wanted to know, okay, well, what's the y value at 1, which will be down here somewhere. If I type in 1, enter, it'll give me the exact y value. So that's kind of a nice feature. But we want to know the exact ordered pairs for like this min and this maximum here. Now I could scroll over, but I don't know if that's the exact point, right? I mean, look at these numbers. So we're actually going to use our graphing calculators to determine that exact point. So above the trace button, there's a blue lettering that says calc for calculate. So I'm going to do second trace. We would like to first see if find this minimum point. So I'm going to use minimum. Now look what it's asking for. It says left bound. So in other words, it wants us to click on a point that's just left of that minimum. Now it's asking for a right bound, so something that's just right of that. So about here is fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. And now it's asking for a guess. So now it's saying between your left and your right bound, where do you think is that minimum? So there's my guess, enter. And then it gives me this order pair 0.5, comma, -7, 0.41. I need glasses. 6, 7, right? Okay, so that would be my minimum. And you should probably write that down. If we want to find our maximum, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. Oops, I should get on my trace button. I'm going to go scroll over to the maximum. Hurry up, you slowpoke. Okay, so same thing. I'd like to calculate something here. So I'm going to go to second, calc. This time I'm trying to find the ordered pair for the max. Again, it's asking for a left bound. So something that's to the left of that max, enter. Something that's to the right of the max, enter. We can make a song for this. And then the top part, or the maximum point. What's our guess? Enter. And our smart calculator gave us this ordered pair. So we should write those down. I already wrote those down. Okay. Now, we need to use this to actually write the intervals of increasing and decreasing. So now, I can think about that in terms of this graph, left to right, from negative infinity to this x value. That would be increasing. Good job. From here to here, this would be decreasing. Awesome. And from here to here, it would be increasing. So to write our intervals of increasing, decreasing, this would be our final answer.